welcome back to my channel. I'm so excited that you're here. We are definitely in the holiday season. Today is December 3rd, I think. And so I decided that it was time for me to sit down and make some of the gifts for my friends and family that I had planned to make for them. So the whole theme of this video is DIY Christmas gifts that people will hopefully want and appreciate. When I was thinking about what I wanted to make, I did a little bit of research, I found a couple of projects, but what I tried to do when I was selecting what I wanted to make was ensure that each project kind of had a like material. So, for example, if I was buying macrame cord, could I use that cord for 1, 2, or 3 projects? That being said, I think that each project is unique to itself, and I think they're cute, and I think you're gonna like them. The first thing that I made was this beaded wall hanging. So let's have a look at how I did it. Okay, so for this project, you're going to need some leather twine, 18mm wooden beads, some scissors, a needle, and last but not least, some thread to put the beads on. Okay, so the first step is just to simply thread a single bead onto the thread, and you're going to see me thread the needle through the bead 2 times, just making a simple loop. The reason for this is that this isn't a permanent bead, it's just a placeholder. It's there to hold the other beads on while we're working. So you're going to want it to be able to slip off really easily at the end of the project. And then from this point, we are going to start adding our other beads. There are 28 in total. You just simply thread them on, and at the end, you're going to want your placeholder bead at the top, and from the bottom, you're going to count up to 10, and on the 10th bead, you are going to run your needle through that bead, and this is going to form our first loop. Now this project is really fun, and it comes together so quickly, and it's super gratifying because I think at the end it's like a total statement piece, and I love how quickly it comes together with such simple materials. So now we're going to add 5 beads onto our string and count up 5, and on the 6th bead we're going to run our needle through, and this is going to make our second loop, and we're going to complete this step 2 more times all the way to the top. Okay, so now that we've made our way all the way to the top, we're going to add 6 beads, skip 3, and run our needle through the 4th bead. And this is going to be our first loop for our second pass. And then we're going to do the steps as we did on our way up, where we add 5 beads, count 5, and run our needle through the 6th bead. And again, we're going to do this 2 more times, just like we did on our way up. Okay, so I made my way all the way back down to the bottom, and here you see me just counting my 5, and then I'm going to run the needle through the 6th bead again. And then, of course, to go back up, we just reverse that, and we're going to add 6 beads, skip 3, and put it through the 4th to go back up. And once I'm at the top, I'll show you how we go ahead and finish this project off. Okay, so I've made it all the way back to the top, and now I'm removing that placeholder bead, and then you're going to have 2 pieces of string, the string the placeholder bead was on and the string you were beading your beads onto, and you're just going to tie them in a simple knot, trim it, and then I just added a simple leather tie that you'll see here, and that's what it hangs from, and there you have it, a lovely little wall hanging made of beads.
Okay,
worked on was a macrame flower. Now, full disclosure, I intended it to be a leaf, but a lot of the pictures and tutorials don't tell you, at least the ones that I read, is that for the leaf to lay flat and stay and hold its shape on the wall, a lot of the time they're using fabric stiffener, and I didn't have that. But I think some mistakes are happy mistakes, and so mine ended up a feather, and I'm here for it. I liked it. So let's jump in and I'll show you how I did it. So for this project, you're going to need macrame cord, scissors, and a stick that you find in your garden, or maybe a piece of dowel, whatever you think you might want to attach your leaf to. And then we're going to have a little bit of prep work to do. So you're going to need to cut one 36-inch long string and then 32 17-inch long strings. And then once this is done, you can start assembling. This project actually takes quite a bit of time, especially when you need to start brushing it out. And I have found better, more comprehensive ways to do this, so I might make this again in the future, but this is sort of like the very beginner model, and I mean, it still turns out cute, so we'll forge ahead. So yeah, as you see, I'm just interlacing the strings onto the main cords, and so you make a loop out of your 17-inch strings and you put it underneath and then through and pull the loops through, and then you just tighten using both sides, and you just repeat this step over and over and over until you get to the bottom. And I'll show you one more time, because it does, like, it's funny because it looks kind of easy and then you go to do it and it takes a second for your muscle memory to kick in. So here you see me just lacing them through, and you do alternate sides, so if you were to just do it all on one side, it would start to spin. So you alternate the sides that your loop that you place under the strings is facing, and then here you're going to see me start to brush it out. And this part actually was super tedious. It took a really long time. I started with a comb, and then I kind of got a little fed up and ended up going to Dollarama and getting a pet brush, and that worked a lot better, so I would definitely advise that. And then here I am just starting to shape it once I've brushed it out. Again, I've seen better ways to do this, and earlier on in the video I mentioned fabric hardener, but I've seen a method where people cut out a piece of felt and then they end up shaping their leaf based on their felt cutout, and then they glue their macrame leaf to the felt, and that helps hold its shape. But again, I didn't do those steps and it still turns out cute, so this definitely is the beginner version, and there's some more advanced ways to do it, but again, I'm not selling this project short. It still turns out really cute, and it's just sort of what you prefer, I guess. This, as I said, looks more like a feather than a leaf, and I'm totally cool with that. But yeah, maybe just do a little bit of research to see what your preference might be when you decide to do a similar project like this. So I just took my time and I trimmed away until I got to a place that I liked. I thought the shape was good. And here you have it, the finished project. It's so cute, it's really boho, and I think my friend's gonna really love and appreciate it. Okay guys, now the third project that I'm gonna make is just a simple keychain. This is something that you can make multiples of. I mean, if you wanted to make them for people at work or people at school or whoever it is that you're making gifts for, I think it's practical and simple and inexpensive, and it's handmade, so people know that you love and appreciate them, which is super cute, right? So yeah, let's hop into it. So for this project, you're going to need macrame cord, scissors, and a lobster clasp. I love that these ones were matte black. I got them from Amazon and I think it was a pack of 15. So I'm just gonna fasten this to my clipboard so that it doesn't slip around, and then I'll show you how to create the pattern. So as you can see here, I've already started. I don't know what this knot is called. I call it a 4 knot. Anyway, I just make a knot on two knots on each string. So for each string you go up twice, and then you go to your next one in line, and again you do it twice, and you just go all the way across. For anybody that's ever made a friendship bracelet, it's exactly like that. And so then you're just gonna get a nice diagonal line going across to all 4 of your strings, and then you just repeat this all the way down. And I did create a little bit of variation on this, and I'll show you a little bit further on. So once I had gotten to a certain length, I decided that I wanted to switch things up. And so I gathered all the strings together, and then I just started making that 4 style knot around all 4 strings instead of doing them individually. And it kind of creates this like cute spinny ladder effect. And I just thought it would look nice before I tied it off, just before the bottom part, because I wanted it to kind of look like a tassel, and I thought if it narrowed it would add to that effect. So there's that, and then now I'm just going to knot that so it's tied off, and then from here we'll knot the other 2 just to make sure that it's nice and secure, and then we'll go ahead and trim our strings. So now that we've trimmed the strings, now we're just going to brush each one out just to fluff it up, and it adds to that tassel effect. Now clearly when I trimmed that, I did a super craptastic job, and so I'm gonna go back in with the scissors and even this up so that it actually looks good. And there you have it, an adorable little keychain for someone special.
Okay guys, that's everything. I hope one of these projects inspires you to make a DIY gift for someone in your life. And again, I would just like to thank you so much for being here. If you like this video, please like and subscribe below. And I do plan to have more videos up in December, but life. So we'll see. Have a very happy holiday. I'll see you again soon. Bye.